Hi, welcome to this Corbettmaths video. In this video, we're going to look at the video solutions to the bar charts practice questions. If you need any extra help on bar charts, if you go to Corbettmaths and scroll down to videos and worksheets and click on videos number 147 and 148, there's dedicated video tutorials there on bar charts. Alternatively, you can scan this QR code. But in this video, we're going to focus on the video solutions to the practice questions, so let's get started. Okay, so question number one. Question number one says, James asks his friends their favourite colour. And he's got these results. We've got green. Let's actually complete part A, complete the frequency table for his results. So green, green, blue, blue, red, red, green, green, blue, 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 and so on. And I'm going to complete the rest of this table now. So as you can see, we've completed the tally column. Now let's put in our frequencies. So 5 and 2, that's 7. Then we've got 1, 4 and 6. And let's just check. 7 plus 1 is equal to 8, plus 2 is equal to 12, plus 6 is equal to 18. And let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 rows of 6 would be 18. Fantastic. So we've completed the frequency table, and then we're told to, on the grid, draw a bar chart to show this information. So we need to show a bar chart, and we've got our frequency labelled 4, it's going up vertically, starting at 0, fantastic, and going up to a height of 8. And if we have a look here, the highest frequency is 7, so that's fantastic, so that's tall enough. And then in terms of horizontally, we've got blue, white, red and green, and we're going to put our gaps in between our bars. So let's do that. So in terms of blue, it's a bar that's got a height of 7, so the frequency of that bar is 7. So for blue, that's here, blue, there. We're going to go up to 7, so get your ruler and pencil, and then draw a line going from here up to 7, and then across, and then down. So that's the bar for blue. Next, the bar for white, it's got a height of 1. So there's one person chose white. So we're going to go up to 1, across and down. For red, it's got a frequency of 4. So we're going to go up to 4, across and down. And if you notice here, all the bars have got the same width. They're all 1 square wide, and we've got our gaps in between them. And then green, if we have a look, green, the frequency for green is 6. So we're going to go up to 6, across and then down. And that's it. And let's just check those frequencies. 7, 1, 4 and 6. 7, 1, 4 and 6. And that means obviously we've completed our bar chart, and that's it. And actually just one more thing. I'm just going to put a title on our bar chart. Here we've got the bar chart to show favourite colours. So I'm going to write that down. And that's it. And I'd like to include a title of my bar charts. Okay, let's look at our next question. Question number 2. Okay, so question number 2, it says a group of students were asked their favourite subject, and here are their replies. Maths, art, science, English, art, and so on. And part A says show this information in a tally chart. So I'm going to write subject at the top, so subject, and then I'm going to write tally, and then I'm going to write frequency. And then for the subjects, we've got, let's just make sure we get them all, so maths, and then we've got art, and then we've got science, and then we have got English. So we've got 4 subjects, and let's just check we've only got 4 subjects. Yep. And then we're going to complete our tally chart. So maths, art, science, English, art, and so on. And I'm going to complete this tally chart now. So then if we have a look at our tallies, we've got 5 for maths, that means our frequency is 5. For art is 4, science is 3, and English is 3. So we've completed our tally chart, and now part B says draw a bar chart that shows this information. So we're going to write frequency up the vertical column, or vertical axis, and then we're going to write along the horizontally the subjects, and we're going to do maths, art, science, and English. So let's do that. Okay, so as you can see, I've put up the vertical axis frequency starting at 0 and going 1, 2, 3 all the way up to 8. Now in terms of the frequency, we only actually needed to go up to 5 because maths has got a frequency of 5. That's the highest frequency, it's the mode. So we only need to go to 5, but in terms of this axis, I thought it made sense to go up to 8. And then across horizontally, we've got the subjects, maths, art, science, and English. And I'm going to do 1 square across for the bars and a gap of 1 in between them. Okay, so in terms of maths, get your ruler and pencil, and you're going to go from 0 up to 5, across and down. That's the bar for maths. Next is art, and art's got a frequency of 4, so you're going to go up to 4, which is there, across and then down. And then science and English have both got a frequency of 3, so you're going to go up to 3, across and down, and likewise for English, up, across and down. And that's it. And I've just written down bar chart to show favourite subjects, and I just like to include a title in my bar charts, and that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Okay, so question number 3. Question number 3 says a teacher asks her students how they travel to school, and the bar chart shows some of the results. So it shows some of the results, not all of the results, some of the results. And we've got walk, and as you can see, 10 students walk to school. Car, 11 students travel by car. As you can see, in between 10 and 12 will be 11, so 11 students travel by car. Bus hasn't been drawn unless it's 0 students, but it is some of the results, so it implies that there's going to be a certain number of students that travel by bus, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. And then bicycle, 4 students travel to school by bicycle. As you can see, this bar has got a height of 4 in terms of the frequency, so that means that 4 students travel to school by bicycle. Okay, and then it says that 6 students travel by bus, and we've been asked to complete the bar chart using this information. So 6 students travel by bus. So we're going to get our ruler and pencil, and we're going to go up to 6, so from 0 up to 6 for bus, across, and then down. And we're going to make sure it's got the same width as the other bars, and as you can see, all the other bars have got a width of 2 squares, so that's got a width of 2 squares as well. And that's it. We've done part A. We've drawn that bar for travelling by bus, the 6 students. Okay, then part B. Part B says how many students walk to school. So how many students walk to school? That's 10. 10 students walk to school. So question B, the answer would be 10. Okay, then it says that Jemima says that twice as many students travel to school by car than by bus. Is she correct? Explain your answer. So twice as many travel by car than by bus. So in terms of by car, let's have a look at this. So by car, if we go up, 11 students travel by car. So that's 11. So 11 students travel by car. Let's write that down. 11. Then by bus. And actually, in terms of part A says that 6 students travel by bus. And Jemima said that twice as many students travelled by car than by bus. Well, as you can see, that's not correct, because 6 students travel by bus, and if we double that, if we times it by 2, that should be 12. So there should be 12 students that travel by car if there's twice as many that travel by car than by bus. But there's only 11. So let's explain that. No. And that's it. I've just explained no. Twice as many would be 12, but only 11 students travel by car. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Okay, so question number 4. Question number 4 says the shoe size of 2 classes are recorded. One class is year 6 and the other class is year 7. And here are the shoe sizes for the year 6 class. So in terms of the year 6 class, 12 students wear size 4, 10 students wear size 5, 3 students wear size 6, and 1 student wears a size 7. And part A says show these results on the bar chart. So we need to show these results on this bar chart. So here's our set of axes, and let's start off going up vertically. We need to go up to, the highest frequency is 12, so we need to make sure that we're going up to 12 on the vertical axis, so let's do that. So in terms of the scale going up vertically, what I've done is I've started at 0, and for each of the 5 little lines, you can see the slightly thicker line, and I've called that 1, and then I've gone up another 5 and I've called it 2, and so on. And if we do that, if we go all the way up to the top, that's 15. And if we want a highest frequency of 12, that's quite a nice scale. And then going across horizontally, we've got shoe size. So let's write shoe size, shoe size. And in terms of the shoe sizes, the smallest shoe size is a 4 and the biggest one is a 7. So I'm going to put a 4 in here, a 5 in there, a 6 in there, and a 7 in there. So for this bar, I'm going to do a bar for size 4 students in here, size 5 in here, size 6, and in here, size 7. And I'm leaving a gap in between them. Okay, so let's start off with size 4. So size 4, 12 students wore size 4. So let's do that. So that's the bar for size 4. We've gone up to a frequency of 12. Okay, next size 5, that's going to have a frequency of 10. So let's draw that bar. So we're going to go from 10 down and then 10 down again. And then we're going to connect them up like so. Okay, size 6. In terms of size 6, there's 3 students who wore size 6. So let's draw that bar, size 6. And then size 7, there's 1 student that wears a size 7. So we'll draw that bar. So we're going up to 1. And then down, and that's it. So that's our bar chart for size 4, 5, 6, and 7, and we've got frequencies of 12, 10, 3, and 1, and that's what we've got in our table. Okay, now let's carry on with this question. So then the question says, here are the shoe sizes for year 7. So these are the shoe sizes for year 7. So we've got shoe sizes 4, 5, 6, and 7, and we've got their frequencies 14, 9, 5, and 4. And then the question says, how many year 7s wear size 5? So this bar chart's for year 7s. As you can see, year 7s, how many wear size 5? 9. 9 students wear size 5, so 9. And then part C says, how many more year 7s than year 6s wear size 7? So if we go to size 7, in terms of year 7, 4 year 7s wear size 7. So that's 4 for year 7. So 4 year 7s wear size 7. And then in terms of year 6, we're looking at size 7, so size 7, you can see it's 1 from the frequency table or from the bar chart, it's 1. So it's 1 year 6 wears a size 7. It's a bit confusing. So it's 1 year 6 wears a size 7. It says how many more year 7s than year 6s? You can see it's 3. 4 take away 1 is equal to 3. There's 3 more year 7s than year 6s wear size 7. So the answer is 3. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Okay, so question number 5. Conan owns a cake shop and he trials 4 new flavours of cheesecake: blueberry, mango, coffee and mint. And Conan asks groups of customers to vote for their favourite flavour. So he's asking them to vote for their favourite flavour. I've just noticed this is a calculator question, so feel free to use one if you want to. So we've got blueberry, mango, coffee and mint, and we've got the number of customers. And then part A says, which is the least popular flavour? So we're looking for the bar that's the shortest, the one that less people or the least number of customers have voted for. And as you can see, that's blueberry. Less people have voted for blueberry than any of our flavours, so it's going to be blueberry. Okay, and then part B. Part B says which 2 flavours had the same number of votes. So if they've got the same number of votes, the bars are going to have the same heights. And as you can see here, the bar for mango and the bar for mint have got the same heights. In total, if we have a look here, we've got 12, 16. So that's 14 in the middle. 14 people voted for mango and 14 people voted for mint. So that's mango and mint. Let's write that down, mango and mint. And then part C says, how many customers did Conan survey? So how many customers did he survey? So if we want to work out how many customers he surveyed, we're going to need to add together the frequencies. So blueberry, well, 8 people voted for blueberry. 14 people voted for mango, as we talked about previously, because in between 12 and 16 would be 14 in the middle. In terms of coffee, we've got 16. That would be 18 in the middle of 16 and 20, and then that would be 19. So 19 people voted for coffee. And in terms of mint, that's another 14. That's a calculator paper, so we need to do 8 plus 14 plus 19 plus 14. So that's 8, let's write that method down, 8 plus 14 plus 19 plus 14. And if we add those together, that'll give us how many customers he surveyed. And when we add those together, we get that's equal to 55. So that means that Conan surveyed 55 customers. So 55. So the answer is 55. He surveyed 55 customers. Okay, next. Okay, so question number 6. So question number 6 says the height of 4 athletes are shown below. So we've got their heights gone up vertically. Heights gone up vertically, yeah, that makes sense. We've got that's in centimetres, so let's have a look at these heights. They're starting at 0, that's 20, 40, 60. So that means each one of the little squares, if we look at the scale here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 20. So if we do 20 divided by 5, that's equal to 4. So each one of these little lines, it's gone up in 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, and so on. And part A says, who's the shortest athlete? So let's have a look and see which bar is the lowest one, the shortest one. And as you can see here, this bar here is a bit shorter than the other one, so this is the shortest athlete. And if we go down, that's Sam. So Sam is the shortest athlete. And then part B says, write down Ryan's height. So Ryan's height, so Ryan is this first bar, so let's look at its height. Or look at his height. So we've got 180. We've got one more square number for each one of the little squares is worth 4. So that's 184 centimetres. So 184 centimetres. And part C says work out the range of the heights. So that's the tallest one, subtract the shortest one. So the tallest person is Fred. As you can see, Fred here, this bar here, he's got a height of 200 centimetres. So let's write that down. The tallest person is 200 centimetres. Subtract the shortest one. Remember, that's Sam. So that's that bar there, Sam. And the shortest height is this person. So it's 160, 164, 168, 172. So 172 centimetres. So if we do 200 take away 172, 200 take away 172, that's equal to 28. So the range of the heights, the difference between the heights, the tallest and the shortest, is 28 centimetres. And that's it, that's the range of the heights. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 7. So question number 7 says, a factory makes small, medium and large bags, and the table shows the number of each bag created on Monday. So there's small bags, medium bags and large bags, and 34 small bags were made, 33 medium bags were made, and 37 large bags were made. And then Nicola drew this bar chart that showed the information. So she uses this to represent, so she creates this bar chart to represent the information. So bags created on Monday, and then we've got vertically, starting at 30, goes 31, 32, 33, 34, and so on up to 39. Then the small bags, large bags and medium bags. And the question says write down 2 things that are wrong with this bar chart. So we need to find 2 things that are wrong with the bar chart. Now if we have a look, the number of bags created were 34, 33 and 37. Now the first thing I notice is that going up vertically, rather than starting at 0, the bar chart starts at 30, and that can actually create quite misleading bar charts. If you don't start at 0, if you start at other numbers, it can actually create misleading bar charts. So really this vertical axis, the frequency or the number of bags, should start at 0. So that's one criticism, and let's write that down. Okay, so I've just written down the vertical axis should start at 0 and not 30. Okay, next, mistake 2. So let's look for another mistake. Now we've got 34 small bags, 33 medium bags, and 37 large bags. So if we look at this 37, that should be for large bags. But if we go down, you can actually see that it's been labelled medium. So Nicola's actually labelled these two bars the wrong way around. It should go small, medium, and large, not small, large, and medium. So let's write that down. She's labelled these two bars incorrectly. And that's it. I've just written down that Nicola's labelled the large and the medium bars incorrectly. They should be the other way around. Those bars should be labelled the other way around. And that's it. Okay, so that's the two mistakes. So just to recap, the vertical axis should start at 0. And here she's labelled the bars incorrectly. It should go small, medium, and large. And there's actually 33 medium bags, not large bags. And there should be 37 large bags. So that's question number 7 completed. So let's look at question number 8. So question number 8, it says the table shows below the number of pets owned by 4 friends. So Clyde has 2 pets, Jackson has 6 pets, Flynn has 8 pets, and Rupert's got 1 pet. And the question says on the grid, draw a bar chart to show this information. So let's show this information on a bar chart. So vertically, we need to go up to 8 pets. So let's have a look at this vertical axis. So if we start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, fantastic, 9 and 10, and that's number of pets, and then we'll get each of the friends going across horizontally. So I'm just going to write there a name, and the name of the people are Clyde, Jackson, Flynn, and Rupert. And then the question says, so we've got to complete the bar chart, so let's draw the bar chart. So Clyde has got 2 pets, so let's draw his bar. So get a pencil and ruler, and we need to draw a bar that goes up to 2, across and down. Jackson has got 6 pets, so let's draw his bar. So we're going up to 6, across and down. Flynn, he's got 8 pets, so we're going up to 8 in terms of the number of pets owned. 8, across and down. And then finally Rupert, if we have a look at Rupert, he owns 1 pet, so that's going to go up to 1, across and down. And that's it, we've drawn the bar chart. And each of the bars has got the right heights, the right frequency, the right number of pets. And we've got each of the bars having the same width as each other. And we've got gaps in between them and so on. And part B says work out the median number of pets owned. So let's look at the numbers here. We've got 2, 6, 8, and 1. So let's write those down. 2, 6, 8 and 1. To find the median, we need to put them in order. So it's going to be 1, 2, 6, and 8. And we want to find the middle number. So it's not the smallest and it's not the biggest. It's going to be in between these two numbers, 2 and 6. So in between 2 and 6 would be 4. In the middle of 2 and 6 would be 4. So that means the median is 4. So the median number of pets owned is 4. Okay, C. C says work out the range of the number of pets owned. Well, the greatest number of pets owned is 8. And the lowest number of pets owned is 1. So we're going to do 8 subtract 1, the difference between the largest and the smallest, and that's equal to 7. So the range of the number of pets owned is 7. And that's it. So we've drawn our bar chart, we've found the median, the middle number, and we've found the range. Okay, let's look at our next question. Okay, so question number 9. Question number 9 says a box contains 20 counters. So there's 20 counters in a box, and they are blue, green, red, and yellow, and we've got their frequencies. And it says a counter is picked at random from the box. So a counter is picked at random from this box. And it says, what's the probability that the counter is not green? So not green. Well, 9 of them are green and the rest of them are not green. So it's 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 2 is 11. Or we could just take the 20 because there's 20 counters in the box and take away 9 leaves 11 that are not green. So there's 11 counters that are not green. We want to find the probability of one of them being picked at random being not green. So there's 20 altogether and 11 are not green. So it's going to be 11 20ths. 11 20ths. That's the probability of the counter not being green. Okay, part B. Part B says draw a bar chart to show the information in the table. So let's have a look at the frequencies. They go up to 9. So let's see if we can label that vertical axis. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we've got frequency going up vertically, so frequency. And then next we've got our colour. So our colour's going across horizontally, so colour. And the colours are, so we've got our colours, and we're going to do our blue bar there, a gap, green there, a gap, red there, a gap, and yellow. And so let's draw this. So blue, the frequency for blue is 4. So let's go up from 0 to 4. So we'll do that bar for blue. So going up to 4, across and down. Green, the frequency for green was 9. So we're going to go up to 9. So up to 9, across and down. The frequency for red was 5. So we're going to go up to 5, across and down. And then finally yellow, the frequency for yellow was 2, so we're going to go up to 2, across and down. And there's a few things I just want to tweak with those. First of all, this bar here, the green, should be a little bit further over to the right. This bit at the top of red should be flat, and here, just want to move the top down a little bit and move it in a bit, and then that looks a lot better. So that's our bar chart. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so we've drawn that, and one thing I just want to do is give it a title. So color of, is it beads in a box? It is counters in a box. So color of counters in the box. Just a bar chart to show that. Okay, so we have drawn our bar chart. We've got frequency gone up vertically, starting at 0. We've got our bars. Each of them have got the same width as each other. We've got gaps, and we've got the right frequencies for each of them. Okay, let's look at our next question, question number 10. So question number 10 says, Cardiff Rovers Football Club play 30 games in a season, and we've been asked to complete the tally and frequency columns for this frequency table. So let's look at win. There's 5, 10, 12 wins. In terms of losses, there's 5, 7 losses, and we need to complete this. Now we know there's 30 games altogether. 12 plus 7 is equal to 19. So they win and lose 19 of the matches. So if we take that away from 30 take away 19 is equal to 11. So that must mean they draw the rest of the matches, which is 11 matches. And let's do the tally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10, 11. And that's it. We've completed the tally and the frequency columns. Okay, part B. Part B says to draw a bar chart to show the information. The frequency columns have been labelled for us, and we've got win, draw, and lose at the bottom, so that's fantastic. And we want to have frequencies of 12, 11, and 7. So 12. So for win, we want to go up to 12. Let's get a ruler and pencil. And we're going to go up to 12, across and down. Draw was 11. They drew 11 matches, so it's going to be, we've got 10 there, 12's there, so it's going to be in the middle, so 11's there, across and down. And then in terms of loss, how many they lose? They lost 7 matches, so it's going to be starting here at 0, going up to 7, which would be there, across and down. And that's it. That's the bar chart completed. Okay, and then the next part, is that it? So that's part A and part B in question 10. And no, part C. Part C says, what's the most common type of result for Cardiff Rovers? So in other words, the mode. So the mode, the most common one, was a win. You can see that happened 12 times. And you can see from the bars is the one that appears the most, or the one that's got the highest height or the tallest. And win happened 12 times. So win's the most common type of result. So let's write that down. What's the most common type of result? Win. Okay, and part D says Newport United Football Club play in the same league. So they play in the same league, and their results in the same season are shown below. So for Newport United Football Club, I nearly said Newport County. So Newport United Football Club, we've got win, and they won 13 matches. They drew 7 matches, because in between 6 and 8, and they lost 10 matches. So they played 30 matches as well. And we're told that a win is worth 3 points, a draw is worth 1 point, and a loss is 0 points. And the question says, which football club finished the season with more points, and by how many? So let's write down Cardiff. So Cardiff, and then over here we've got Newport. In terms of Cardiff, their wins, so we're going to take the number of wins for Cardiff. So they won 12 matches. So we're going to do 12 times 3, because each win is worth 3 points. So 12 multiplied by 3 is 36. Then their draws was 11. So 11 times 1, because they get 1 point for each draw. That's 11. And then in terms of the losses, they lost 7, and they're worth 0 points. That's 0 points. And if we add those up, we see that Cardiff gets 36 plus 11 is 47 points. Now let's look at Newport. Newport won 13 matches, so 13 times 3 is equal to 39. They drew 7 matches, so 7 times 1 is equal to 7. And then they lost the rest, so they lost 10, so 10 times 0 is equal to 0. And then if we add those up, 39 plus 7 is 46. So Newport United, is it Newport United? Yep, Newport United finished with 46 points, and Cardiff finished with 47 points. So which team finished with more points? Cardiff. So Cardiff, they finished with more points. And by how many points? They finished by 1 more point. So Cardiff by 1 point. So they finished the season with more points. Cardiff finished with 1 more point. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 11. Okay, so question number 11, a teacher records the number of students late in 3 classes in year 10. So there's 3 classes in year 10, and the teacher draws a bar chart to represent the results. So we've got students late in year 10, and we've got 3 classes, class A, class B, and class C. We've got a number of students going up vertically, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And the question says, write down 2 things that are wrong with this bar chart. So we need to write down 2 things that are wrong with the bar chart. Now, the first thing I can see, obviously, is Class C. Class A, the bar has got a width of 2 squares. Class B, the bar's got a width of 2 squares. And Class C, the width of that bar is 3 squares. Now, that shouldn't be the case. Those classes, the bar should have the same widths. So let's explain that. So that's one mistake. This bar should be a bit narrower. So let's explain that. Okay, so in terms of mistake 1, I've said the widths of the 3 bars should be the same, and Class C bar is too wide. So that bar for Class C is too wide. It should be a bit narrower. It should be 2 squares wide, not 3 squares wide. Okay, so that's one mistake. So mistake 2. So we need to find another mistake. So let's go through some of them. Let's look at the gaps between them. 2, 2, 2. That looks okay. In terms of the axes, the vertical axis, does it start at 0? Yes, it does. That's good. Let's have a look at the heights of them now. So the Class A, there's 6 students. Class B, 7.5 students, because in between 7 and 8 it's in the middle. So 7.5 students, we can't have 7.5 students late. So actually that's a bit of a problem. And Class C, the height of that is 3 students. So the height of this bar reads 7.5 students, or it could be 7.4, 7.6. It looks like 7.5. It's in between 7 and 8. So 7.5 students late. That doesn't make sense. So there's something wrong with the height of that bar, because here we've got 6, here we've got 3, and this bar here, the height of it is 7.5. And you can't have, it doesn't make sense in this context to have 7.5 students late. Okay, so let's explain that. Okay, so I've said the height of Class B is 7.5, or the frequency is 7.5. That doesn't make sense in this context. 7.5 students late, it doesn't make sense. And that's it. So there are 2 mistakes. So the 2 mistakes were the width of this bar should be the same as the other 2, and the height of this bar is a problem in this situation. Okay, let's look at our next question. So our next question, question number 12. Chloe manages a gym that has 50 members, and the chart shows information about the number of visitors the members made to the gym over the last 2 months. So if we have a look at that, so the last 2 months, we've got that 18 members visited between 0 and 9 times. We've got that 17 members in between 16 and 18, 17 members visited between 10 and 19 times, and so on. And here we've got the 1 member visited between 50 and 59 times. And then the question says, work out the fraction of the members that visited the gym less than 10 times. So less than 10 times, that's in bold there, less than 10 times. Well, here we've got 10 to 19, so less than 10 times would have to be this bar here. So there's 18 members that visited the gym less than 10 times. There's 18 of them. And we want to write down the fraction of the members that visited less than 10 times. So let's work out how many members are all together. So it actually tells us it's 50 members. If you had looked at the height, you would have got 18, 17, 8, 4, 2 and 1, and if you add those together you do get that's equal to 50. But the question said, what fraction of the members visited the gym less than 10 times? Well, that's going to be 18 out of the 50 members, so that's 18 50ths. 18 50ths. Now if we have a look at this question, it's a non-calculator question, so I'm going to try and cancel this down. Both of these numbers are divisible by 2, so 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 50 divided by 2 is 25. And that's it, so 9 25ths. So 9 25ths of the members visited the gym less than 10 times in that 2-month period. Okay, part B. Part B says, what percentage of the members visited the gym 30 times or more? So 30 times or more. So if we have a look here, 30 times or more. So 30 times, 30 to 39, that would work, 30 times or more. 40 to 49 times, that would work, it's more than 30, or it's 30 or more. And 50 to 59 times. So all of these members visited the gym 30 times or more, at least 30 times. So that's 4 plus 2 plus 1. And 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So the 7 members, 4 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 7. So the 7 members that visited the gym 30 times or more. So if we go down here, there's 7 members that visited 30 times or more. And the question says, work out the percentage of the members that visit the gym 7 times or more. So remember, there's 50 members altogether, so that's going to be 7 out of 50, or 7 50ths. So that's the fraction. We want to write it as a percentage. Remember, percentages are out of 100. So we want it to have 100 on the denominator. So to get from 50 to 100, we double it, or times by 2. So we need to double the numerator, so that's going to be 14 out of 100, or 14%. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Okay, so let's have a look at our next question, question number 13. So question number 13 says, Miss Jackson asked the 32 students in her tutor group which language they study, and each student studies one language only. So each of the 32 students just studies one language. And we've got this bar chart, and it's incomplete. We've got Spanish, and it goes up that high. We don't actually have the vertical axis labelled, and we've got then German and Spanish, so they're the three languages that they study, and we're told that half of the students in the tutor group study Spanish. Now actually, if we go back up, there were 32 students, so it says 32 students in her tutor group. So if we take the 32 and we divide that by 2, that'll tell us how many study Spanish, and half of 32 is 16. So that means 16 study Spanish. We're told that 6 more study German than French, and we've been asked to complete the bar chart. Okay, so let's complete the bar chart. So let's first of all write frequency, or number of students up the vertical column, so frequency. And we're told that 16 studied Spanish, or we worked out the 16 studied Spanish, half of them. So let's put 16 there, that's the height of that bar. And actually then let's work out what the axis is, what we're going up in, the scale. So we've got 0, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, so we've done that part. Now let's find out how many studied German and how many studied Spanish. So we know that 16 studied Spanish. That means the rest must study German or French. So that's the other 16. So how many studied German plus how many studied French will have to be equal to 16. And we're told that 6 more studied German than French. So this number plus this number equals 16, and this number is 6 bigger than that number. So you could use trial and error. You could say, well, is it 10 and 6? They add together to be 16, but that number is not 6 bigger than that one. We could then do 11 and 5. They add together to be 16. And yes, 11 is 6 bigger than 5. So that means that 11 studied German and 5 studied French. So we've actually worked it out just using trial and error. We start off with 10 and 6. That's not 6 more. We then had 11 and 5. They add together to be 16, and that's 6 bigger than that one. So that means that 11 students studied German and 5 studied French. And actually, just to mention, we could have solved that in a different way. We could have actually let the number of students who studied French be called X, and then because 6 more studied German, that would be X plus 6, that's 6 more. If we add those two together, X plus 6 plus X would be 2X plus 6, just adding those together, and that equals 16 because we know they add together to be 16. And then this is an equation. You could take 6 off both sides to get that 2X equals 10, and then divide by 2 and divide by 2, and you get that X equals 5. So that means that 5 students studied French, and then for German you're going to add 6, that's going to be 11. So you could approach that in either way. I probably would just use trial and error. With this one I would try 10 and 6, they add together to be 16, but that's only 4 bigger. So then I tried 11 and 5, and they add together to be 16, and 11 is 6 more than 5, so 11 and 5. So let's actually just get rid of those for the minute. So for German we want a bar that has got a height of 11, a frequency of 11, so get your ruler and pencil. We're going to do a bar for the students studying German, so 10, 12, so in the middle would be there 11, so we've gone into the middle, and then could just go across. So that's the bar for German, where it's got a frequency of 11. And in terms of students studying French, 5 students studied French as we found. So let's draw their bar. So it's going to start at 0, and it's going to go, there's 4, there's 6, so 5's in the middle, and then we're going to do another line there, and then join them up. And that's it, we've completed the bar chart. We've got our vertical axis labelled with frequencies going from 0 all the way up to 16 for Spanish. We've then drawn the bar for German, which is 11 in terms of its height, in terms of the number of students, and 5 students studied French. We drew its bar as well. And that's it. Okay, so let's have a look at our next question. Okay, so question number 14. So question number 14 says, 4 classes raise money for charity, and Miss Williams starts to create a bar chart and pictogram to represent how much money they raised. And we've been asked to complete the bar chart and pictogram. So we've got this pictogram, unfortunately it hasn't got a key completed for us. We know that the circle represents a certain amount of money. And we've got class 1, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 full circles and 3/4 of another one. We've got class 2 with 3 circles. And we've got class 3 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half circles. And it's a calculator question. And then if we go down to our bar chart, we've got this bar chart with class 1, class 2, class 3 and class 4. And the bar for class 2 is actually completed, and let's actually work out how much money that is. So we've got 10, 20, 30 pound. 35, so that's going to be 36 pound there, so that's 36 pound. And class 4, there's 20, 25, 26, 27, so that's 27 pound. So we know how much each of those bars represent. Now if we go back up, let's have a look at our pictogram. We have class 1, 2 and 3. Actually, if we have a look here, we've got class 2. That's going to be quite useful in this question. We know that class 2 raised 36 pound. And if we go back up to our pictogram, that means that here we know that class 2 collects 36 pound. So that means that 3 circles
circles is equal to £36. So that means if we take the £36 and divide it by 3, that'll tell us how much money each circle is worth. And 36 divided by 3 is equal to £12. So that means that each one of those circles is £12. 12, 24, 36. And just to check, that bar has got a height of £36. So that means we can go up and complete our key, that each circle represents £12. Okay, and that's fantastic. Now let's complete our pictogram, because we need to know how many circles we need to draw for class 4. So each circle represents £12. And if we have a look at class 4, they raised £27 in total. So if we take the £27 and we divide that by 12, that's how many pounds is in each circle. So if we do 27 divided by 12, 27 divided by 12 is equal to 2.25 or 2 1/4. So that means we're going to draw 2 1/4 circles. So there's a circle, so that's £12. Another circle, that's £24. We need another £3. A quarter of a circle, a quarter of 12 is £3. So if we then draw a quarter circle, we've then got 12, 24 plus another 3 would be £27. So that's fantastic. We've completed the pictogram. Now we need to complete the bar chart. So if we have a look at the bar chart, we've done class 2 and class 4. So we've done class 2 and class 4. So we now need to draw the bars for class 1 and class 3. So we need to know how much money they raised. So in terms of class 3, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 circles. So if we take £12 and we multiply that by 5.5, 5.5, that'll tell us how much money this is worth. I mean, we could go 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and then half a circle would be £6. That'd be £66. So that's fine as well. Or we could do 12 times 5.5, and that's equal to £66 as well. Actually, thinking about it, I probably just would go 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and half a circle is £6. That's £66. So that's £66. So we need to draw a bar for class 3 that goes up to £66. So that's going to be up to there in terms of its height. So let's do that. So let's get a ruler and pencil, and let's go to £66, which is there. So there's the top of the bar, and then coming down on the left hand side and coming down on the right hand side like so. And that's that bar completed. For class 3, it goes up to £66. So now let's have a look at class 1. We haven't actually drawn the bar yet for class 1. So class 1, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3/4 of a circle. So we can take the £12 again and multiply by 4.75, because that's 4 3/4, 4.75. And if we do 12 times 4.75 on our calculator, that's equal to £57. So that's £57. Or another way to do it is 12, 24, 36, 48. Then we've got 3/4 of a circle and 3/4 of 12. If we take our 12 and we divide it by 4, that's 3. Remember, we knew a quarter of a circle was 3. If we times that by 3, that's 3/4, that's £9. So we've got 12, 24, 36, 48 plus another 9 would be 57. So now let's draw that bar that goes up to 57. So there's 50, 55, 56, 57 would be there going across, and then down would look something like this. And that's it. We've completed that bar chart. That bar chart's completed, and the pictogram's completed, and we've done the key as well. And that's it. So we've completed that question. Okay, so we had 2 1/4 circles there to complete that row in the pictogram. We've completed the key, so each circle represents £12, and we drew the bar. So the first bar going up to £57, and the third bar for class 3 going up to £66. Okay, and let's have a look at our last question. So question number 15. So question number 15 says the prices of 4 motorcycles are shown below. So we've got the prices of these motorcycles. So we've got a cheetah, a lynx, a puma, and a leopard, and we've got their heights, and that'll tell us the price of each of them. And we're told that Lewis buys a lynx motorcycle. So he buys a lynx motorcycle, this one, and he pays a deposit of £1,500 and then pays the rest over 40 equal monthly payments. And we've been asked how much is each monthly payment. So this question is a bit of a money question, but we need to find out how much the lynx motorbike costs to begin with, and we're going to look at our bar chart to do that. So in terms of the lynx motorcycle, let's actually work out what the scale is. So we've got £2,000 in 10 little lines. 2,000 divided by 10 is equal to 200. So we're going up in 200s here. 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, and so on. Okay, so if we have a look at the lynx, we've gone up to 10,000, so we're going up a bit further. There's 12,000. 12,200, 12,400, 12,600, 12,800. So that's £12,800. That's how much the lynx motorcycle costs. So that's the cost of the Lynx motorcycle, £12,800, using our bar chart to find that. So now Lewis pays a deposit of £1,500. So let's take that off the total price because he pays that deposit to begin with. So 12,800 take away 1,500 would be equal to £11,300. So that's how much he's got left to pay. And he pays that over 40 equal monthly payments. And we've been asked how much is each one of those monthly payments. So we just need to divide this by 40. So if we take the 11,300 and we divide that by 40, that'll tell us how much one of those monthly payments is. And that's our answer. So if we go up, it's a calculator question, fantastic. So 11,300 divided by 40 months, or 40, that's equal to 565 over 2, or as a decimal number, £282.50. So that's £282.50. That's how much each one of its monthly payments are. And we can test it. We can multiply that by 40. We can then add on 1,500, and then that gives us an answer of 12,800. And if we look at the Lynx bar, it goes up to 12,800. So that's it. And that's it. So in this video, we've looked at bar charts, and we've looked at questions that have included drawing bar charts or completing them and reading them and so on. If you need any extra help on bar charts, you can go to Corbettmaths and look at videos 147 and 148. They'll be useful videos for you. But in this video, we'll focus on the video solutions to the practice questions. I really, really hope you find this video useful. If you have found it useful, please like it and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.